Hello everyone, hope you're having a nice Friday. It's a lovely sunny day here in Moscow, but a bit chilly. So I thought I'd make another one of my winter warmers. So no soup today. I'm going to try a dish that I haven't cooked for about 15 years, but when I was in Kazakhstan, the name of which is Plov. We'll see how far that goes. The only thing I can promise you is that the video will be a lot shorter than my last one about the state of the collection. So here we go. Now I've really had to play around with the light just to get it this awful. Here are our basic ingredients. We have, in front of the oil we've got some vegetable stock. On the right some Indian rice. We've got some nicely cleaned up raw carrots that I'm going to chop into strips. We have beef. Now traditionally this uses lamb, but unfortunately here that sheep has sailed. So it's either chicken or beef, basically. So there's that, and then there's, I mentioned this to my student the other day, and she said, if you're going to making plov, remember David, plenty of garlic. So I've got some fresh garlic and an onion. So let's see how this goes on. So everything's chopped up, the onion's in the background, so I don't think there's too many of those. Not too coarse. On the right you've got the garlic, so plenty of garlic is subjective, but I did my best, so thanks Ekaterina. The carrots I've cut into perhaps slightly bigger strips than you get in a regular plov, but I'm going to do something with those before I add them into the fry up mix, because you have to. I'm going to try and partly cook the rice in boiling water and dry it thoroughly before I chuck it into a frying pan full of hot oil and butter. I should mention butter's a key ingredient here. Yeah, I'm also putting the carrots in for that amount of time, maybe 12-15 minutes, even though the bag of rice says 20, and the carrots are as hard as flaming wood. So we'll see how that perspires. I'm going to use my Pro Trek to time this bit of the operation. Let's press that. And I'll give it 12 minutes and check, and if that's not enough I'll leave it a bit longer. Looks quite good there. I'm going to turn it right down, so let's just put this back to sleep and press this one here. That goes. So by the time I've done that, ooh, by the time I've done this, oh, play with me. See all the little functions you got there from that. I can play with this all day. So I haven't received anything. There we go, that's in normal time, so that should be ready now. Just in case you're wondering. Now we have a pan full of oil and butter, just gently melting down and heating up. Uzbeks usually have an enormous flat-bottomed pan called a kazan to do this, but I'm just settling with my medium-sized frying pan, so we'll just have to make do, won't we? Okay, it's time to bung in the onions and the garlic. To fight this thing with my bare hands. And then I cut the meat into smaller pieces and hopefully they will shrink down. I'll just push all that in. Oh yes, I've really got to tidy up my kitchen a little bit. I'll move those around a bit on a reasonably high heat till the meat seals. Yeah, I brought the rice and carrots out, and the carrots are quite nicely done. We'll just finish up well with the rest of this, or we'll see. I'll add a bit more of this stuff. It contains salt. To be honest, these days I don't want my food too salty. I expect more salt in the comments, please. Thank you very much. Now we get to the difficult and dangerous bit. Start adding some rice and carrot to the... Now notice, without stirring it in straight away, because the rice is a bit cooler now than the liquid, and what will happen is, oh, let's get this. Yeah, it's set quite well, as you can see. Right, just chuck that in there. Come on, what the hell? Right. And then we'll try and put that over the top of the meat and the onions and garlic, because what might happen is that the water in the rice is a bit cooler than everything else, and as it settles, if it settles at the bottom of the pan, the water in the rice will turn to steam, and you know what happens then? It'll start shooting at me. So I'm going to put that, and I'll stir it up and turn it right down for about 15 to 20 minutes. And you can do what you want in that time. You can go and have a cup of tea or a crafty fag, can't you? Okay, I've just turned it down to half the heat it was on. I'm going to try to leave it stirring occasionally about 15 to 20 minutes. The meat's browned up quite well, and the rice is starting to colour a little bit now, and all that's supposed to soak up the oil and butter, so it's still like a very much of a Central Asian heart attack dish, but we'll see how it gets on. So if you're wondering, I'm not using a stopwatch to time all of this. I'm using nothing less than, let's focus it up, yeah, the Pagani Design Dead Duck, and you'll see that I've got it back on the bracelet. It was a bit of a faff to put back on, but it's very comfortable. Mind you, the watch still loses about 22, 23 seconds a day, but you can't have everything, can you? I'll be back in a bit. Well, Mr. Pagani says that it's ready. I suppose we better believe him. So what we do then, I've transferred the bulk of it to this rather nice Pyrex casserole dish, and I can cover that up then. Got some in the bowl to eat now with the aid of a spoon. And some people in Central Asia eat this with their fingers. And what goes with a plov, apart from a dish of plov, apart from another dish of plov, is what we call lavash bread. It's very thin. And you can use that on the same principles as you might use a chapati or a roti for Indian food. They're not normally round, they're more of a square thing, but the only other package they had of it looked like a double bed sheet, so I didn't fancy that. So, as ever, I'll surround this little lot, well, the one in the middle, and get back to you with a wrap up. Well, I must say it was really rather nice. It was not quite as greasy as the shop bought one. They had one of those on Monday, so I thought I'd see if I could improve on things. I've still got a small bucket load left in the fridge now, so that's probably going to feed me till Sunday quite comfortably. The hot tea went well with it, and so did the lavash bread. So it's put me in mind of another Central Asian dish that I could try in the near future. So, keep me away from watches for a while, but you will see some of those in the next video. In the meantime, I hope you're all having a great Friday and have a wonderful weekend. Let me know what you think of the dish that I've just cooked in the comments. Isn't there a watch called a Plo Prof? This is more like a Pro Plov, I hope. So anyway, have a great time everybody, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.